Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Se me olvidó de eso. The death count was for the Fire Red Nuzlocke yesterday. Que la cuenta de la muerte fue para el Nuzlocke de Fuego Rojo, de Rojo Fuego de anoche. And hey, I like cheese 3434 on Kick. How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? I like cheese 3434 en Kick. ¿Cómo estás? I'll get over with this soon. Ahorita voy a comenzar esto. All right. And how are you doing, Pickles, on TikTok? ¿Cómo estás, Pickles, en TikTok? Alright, let me get this one out of here. Déjame deshacerme de este. And I know I saw someone say named Jax earlier. Vi a alguien que se llamaba Jax hace poco. Creo. Okay, I need to stop being so. Debo de parar de ser despacio. Alright. Twitch is next. Ahora sigue Twitch. Hey, Toes on TikTok. Hola, Toes en TikTok. How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? I promise I will start soon. Yo, les prometo que sí voy a comenzar pronto. I'm just trying to share the links of the places where you can watch me if you choose to change to another streaming platform. No, or whatever you call it. Bueno, es que estoy mandando, digo, poniendo los enlaces en donde más me pueden ver por si acaso me quieren ver en otras plataformas. Gotta be as open as possible, right? Tengo que estar, digo, lo más abierto que pueda, ¿verdad? Alright. And I guess as you can see, así como pueden ver, 660 subscribers on YouTube. 660 suscriptores en YouTube. Like, I thank y'all very much for how much my channel's been exponentially growing. Can't do it without y'all. Digo, les agradezco mucho, digo, lo tanto que ha crecido mi canal, digo, muchísimo, digo. Esto, claro, pues no lo he podido hacer, digo, sin ustedes. And then Twitch, I got 59 followers. Y luego Twitch tengo 59 seguidores. Let's keep it up. Que le sigamos. And then Kick, I just found out that I have 14 followers as opposed to 13. Like, that's a great increase. Que apenas me di cuenta de que tengo 14 seguidores y no 13. O sea, apenas hoy. Eso sí es un buen aumento. Keep that up too. Digo, también sigan con eso. And then for the TikTok, y luego para el TikTok. What is this? ¿Qué es esto? Alright. Right, I'm not allowed to actually click on the videos, am I? No puedo pachurrarle clic a los videos, hacerle clic a los videos, ¿o sí? Okay, so 72 followers, 72 seguidores. Nice, qué bueno. Alright. Now to actually do what y'all came to watch me do. Ahora para hacer lo que a lo que querían hacer. Ahora hacer lo que ustedes querían verme hacer. Sorry, it's like I can speak, yo puedo hablar. Hold on. Okay, well obviously it's not this. The obvio no es esto. I don't want to make sure I still have it. Oh, that was the dating simulator. Ese fue el dating simulator. O el simulador de las citas. Vamos de eso. ¿Qué tal este? Oh, no veo tampoco es este. Alright. Enough stalling. Ya no voy a detener más. This is what y'all came for. Yo, para esto vinieron, ¿no? Of course, I gotta actually increase the size. Claro, tengo que aumentar ese tamaño. So yeah, Pitchbox Studios. I'm going to assume y'all can hear that, right? Voy a pensar que ustedes sí pueden escuchar eso, ¿no? Oh, right. I keep forgetting, siempre se me olvida. Alright. Can y'all hear it? ¿Pueden escucharlo? Actually, let me just confirm. Déjame confirmar. I'm going to say kick yes. Voy a decir que en kick sí. Hello, Twitch? Hola, Twitch? I'm going to say kick yes. Okay, Twitch yes as well. Twitch parece que sí también. Let's see YouTube. A ver, YouTube. Okay, YouTube vertical yes. YouTube vertical sí. Hello? YouTube horizontal. YouTube horizontal. Hello, Twitch? Hola, Twitch? Yep, as well. Sí, también. Alright. Let's start. Ahora comenzar. What have we done to Kane? ¿Qué le hicimos a Kane? Hi, Christian Gauss on TikTok. Hola, Christian Gauss en TikTok. How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? You put on a dusty headset that had been sitting nearby an old computer. To your surprise, it still works. No menu, no sound, no game selection. You had no idea what to expect while waiting for it to load. You're surrounded by darkness, and for a few seconds, you wonder if there's anything to play. Bzzz. A buzz of static catches you off guard until the surrounding void suddenly flashes into a blinding light. Your vision comes to a few moments later, a disoriented groan leaving your mouth. I don't know, something like that. I got you. Also, who is this guy right here? ¿Quién es ese tipo aquí? The one next to the eyeball? Looks like a red Jax, but more cool and hip, I guess? ¿De quién está ahí al lado de ese ojo? Parece como que si fuera un Jax más chido, más cool y hipster y... No sé. Hola, Nicolás Soto, ¿cómo estás? Bleary eyes try to look past the spots blinding your vision. And as it gradually comes into focus, you find yourself immediately assaulted by eye-piercing bright blue, yellow, and reds. Or bright blues, yellows, and reds. Acabo de comentar en tu video. El corto que hice o no? Hey, that Atlantic Blue Fin Tuna. This game is called TADC Mind Games. It was released literally right after the final episode of The Amazing Digital Circus came out on YouTube specifically. You know, not after theaters, but after YouTube. Well, and Netflix. That is what I'm playing. TADC Mind Games. Yo también estoy bien. ¿Así el corto? Ah, ok. Solo quería confirmar. Hey, Gangle Rants on TikTok. Hola, Gangle Rants en TikTok. How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Okay, so you find yourself standing in what resembles the insides of a giant circus tent. You stand in awe, staring at the floating cubes, plastic tubes, and strangely stacked toy blocks when suddenly... Crack! A loud sound nearly sends you stumbling as a figure materializes from thin air. And now Kane talks. Ahora habla Kane. Well, butter my beloved, and smack my sclera, if it isn't a new human. You had bumped into a short something that is now defying gravity right above you. You stare up at the massive pair of chompers with eyeballs, trying to understand just what it is you're looking at. Welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus! Como dice aquí arriba, just how it says up here. His voice booms out across the colorful backdrop, his spoken words, appearing in bold, colorful letters above him. Anyone else hear the theme? Well, somewhat reworked. ¿Alguien más escucha el tema también? Medio, bueno, arreglado. My name is Kane, and I am your ringmaster around here. I can't tell you how delighted I am to finally see a new face in my circus. The hyperactive denter keeps his two mismatched eyes on you like glue, unblinking and unmoving. All you can do is stare in stunned silence as you attempt to catch up to all that is going on around you. Oh, we got choices already. Ahora ya nos está dando opciones. Alright. While you're still trying to make sense of everything in front of you, you decide to express cautious interest for the circus or reach up and try to take the headset off. I'm gonna do what everyone else in the circus does when they first enter. Voy a hacer lo que todos hacen, cuando llegan al circo por primera vez. Kane watches you as you pull out your head. You struggle for a few seconds as you quickly realize there is nothing to take off. Panicked and confused, you ask for a way to disconnect yourself from the game. Disconnect? This place is fun! I promise you there is so much we can do. Anything you want, as wacky as you can imagine. And you still got to meet all the others, am I right? He nudges your arm incessantly in an effort to convince you to just go with the flow of the game. You notice his fingers tapping rhythmically on his cane, his eyes not leaving you. He insists that you experience the game. Give it a chance, you decide to. Calm down and accept to give it all a try, or you insist politely you want to exit. No, I'm gonna keep doing it. Voy a seguir haciéndolo. Kane's eyes darken, his body language becoming noticeably anxious, though you can't quite make it out. You're sure you can hear now, mumbling to himself. Like, what is that face? ¿Qué es esa cara? Why does everyone... What am I doing wrong? Is it me? Am I not likable enough? Trying to compose himself, he looks at you with a fake smile as he delivers the bad news. Ah, yes! An exit! Right. You see, there is no exit! Not that I know of, at least. Haven't seen one around, I'm afraid. At least, not with anyone I've come up with. Or not with any I've come up with. He lets out a frantic, jittery laugh before shooting you with an intense stare. I'm sorry to tell you, but I won't be able to help you with that. But what about we instead show you around for now? Learn your way around the circus. Introduce you to our many exciting locations. Though he continues on with his booming voice and showman presentation, you can't help but feel as if there's a lingering anxiety that seems to loom over him. You feel suspicious, you can't believe there is no exit to speak of. There's a clear desperation to his actions, a persistent nagging in his desire for you to try his circus game. You oblige and accept for now, or insist you will find a way out? I'm here for the horror, I guess. Estoy aquí para el horror, digo. Oh, speaking of horror, hablando del horror. Kane's eyes start glitching, the colors alternating between blues and reds. He is obviously enraged. Oh, so another troublemaker, are we? A big hand goes to grab you. Oh! Well then, I think I can't let you off my sight then. A popping sound and suddenly you are fitting inside his suit's pocket. He opens it with one finger to look down at your tiny self now trapped in there. Already we went there. Ahora ya llegamos a ese punto. Tan pronto. So soon. I'm keeping you with me until you learn to behave. Ending under surveillance. Fin abajo del... Like, alright. So you get 3 tries. Me tocan 3 intentos. Alright. Fine, I'll take it seriously. Lo tomaré en serio esta vez. I'm gonna see if I can skip to, I think it was the 3rd time I got asked. Creo que es la 3ª vez que me preguntó. Alright. I will oblige and accept for now. Kane's body tension loosens and lets out a big sigh and smile. He looked ecstatic, clicking his heels together in the air where he was already floating. Wonderful! I promise you we'll have a great time here. I gotta show you around. I gotta give you a name. Oh, wow. Just because of that, I didn't get a name before. Solo por eso no me tocó un nombre antes. He stops and plays. Upper jaw raising as if he just remembered something. An unreadable look crosses his face before his eyes spontaneously point in the opposite direction. Also, I like how in this interpretation, Kane has canine teeth. Me gusta como en esta interpretación, Kane tiene dientes caninos. Yeah, sharp right here. Sharp right here. Sharp right here. Sharp right here. Así puntiagudos aquí, puntiagudos acá, puntiagudos acá y puntiagudos acá también. Jumpin' jackhammers! In all the hullabaloo, I've completely forgotten we're in the middle of a hardcore hide-and-seek game. You start to ask, but cut yourself off. He snaps his fingers. Oh, a board game! A strange board game with his face on it materializes out of nowhere and falls to the ground. If you don't mind waiting for me for a bit, I will be back with you in a moment. I promise. Just don't go anywhere, okay? I want to be the one to show you around. Little me game for you to play in the meantime. See you around in a bit. Toodaloo! Kane vanishes, and there is deafening silence all around you. A quick look to over your shoulders and you can see how big the place is. You could listen to Kane and wait for him, but there were also so many strange looking areas that caught your attention. Here's I can't go to these others yet, no puedo ir a estos todavía. An open vent on the wall, okay. Right in front of you, on a faraway wall, you spot what looks like an open vent. It's barely visible, with giant colorful cubes blocking it from view. You walk towards it, worried that Kane might come back and find you sneaking around. The vent is indeed wide open as you thought, big enough for a person to fit in. Had someone used it? Was it a game secret achievement? You ponder it for a minute, then reminding yourself that you are inside a game. You crouch inside to investigate. It's the Gloinks and the Glowing Queen. Son los Gloinks y la Reina Gloink. You notice the wall textures flicker and polygons jut in out in odd angles, forming gaps within the vent. The gaps themselves are big enough to see what lies beyond the wide expanse. You guess that no one has tested this part of the map yet? It also seems rather dirty in here, with all the cobwebs and strangely shaped objects that also have faces. Perhaps that's why Kane didn't want you to explore? You peer through one of the holes and you get the unnerving feeling that you are being watched. Suddenly, something slithers you in your peripheral as a multitude of eyes open and glare back at you from all directions. A booming voice rumbles through the vent. Another colorful character? In the presence of the glowing crank? Despicable! I'm gonna scream, voy a gritar. You fail to make a coherent sentence and instead let out a terrified shriek. The vent rumbles as the creature roars back. Its eyes glares with even more disdain. Insolent little thing! You dare raise your tone in front of the royalty? Despicable! The vent begins to shake and crunch as the creature coils itself around it like a little snake. You scramble through as you try to avoid being crushed to death. You dash through the narrowing vent and see a light up ahead. You pick up the pace as you feel the jagged polygons dig into your arms. As you approach the light up ahead, you stumble and fall face first onto the ground. Luckily, your fall is cushioned by carpet. Angry roars echo from the vent behind you as it collapses in on itself. You look around to find your bearings. It seems you're in a shabby-looking hallway past its prime. Muck and grime stains the walls as the wallpaper peels away, revealing strange blinking eyes. You try not to acknowledge them. Instead, you wander the hallway's locked doors lining either side, each one adorned with a funny-looking character. It's starting to feel more like a hotel for cartoons than a circus. A thought crosses your mind, though. Why are there so many doors with a red X on them? The question presses heavily on your mind. Suddenly, you are snapped out of your thoughts by the sounds of voices. It seems to be coming further down the hallway. With no other options, You head towards them. Maybe they can help you get out of this place. It's better than having the company of doors at the very least. The voices become clearer and clearer as you pick up the pace, until eventually you round a corner and... wham! Jingle, jingle! Oh, with Pomni! Con Pomni! You had run directly into something small and colorful. The sound of jingle bells ring out echoing throughout the hallways as you fall backwards onto the carpet. Slightly dazed, you slowly look up to see a small jester rubbing their head in pain. Next to the jester, a person-sized chest knees down, concerned. Are you okay? How many fingers am I holding up? 3. Wait, I am? The chess piece looks down at his own floating hand. His eyes slowly drift in 2 different directions as he begins to count them in a panic. He seems rather empty-headed. Oh, good news! Turns out I have 4. The jester slowly stands up, giving herself a brief dust-off. The jester's eyes go wide as they focus on you with full attention. Attention fills the space as you both look at each other. You get the odd feeling that they're about to try and fight you. The jester puts themselves in between you and the chess piece, slowly backing away with them, tugging into the chess piece's robe. Kinger, we need to get going now. Oh, perhaps you're here to see my insect collection. The jester shakes their head as they continue to step back, not breaking eye contact with you. You step forward trying to explain your situation. 1 second you were putting on a headset, and the next thing you were talking with a teeth man and everything else. Your head starts to ache just thinking about it, and you grab it as if trying to yank something off. You start to curl into yourself. I mean, why can't you take it off? Is this even real? A small hand grasps onto your own. You look up to see the jester looking at you with some concern. Hey, it's okay. Take it easy. I'm sorry about that. We thought you were one of the NPCs. The reassuring tone in their voice helps to claim you down. Okay, grammatical errors. I figured that this game was gonna have them. Helps to calm you down. You felt you were losing yourself for a second. You're fine. I'm Pomni, by the way. And that over there is Kinger. Is he abstracting? ¿Se está abstrayendo? Oh. Kinger frantically looks behind him. You stare in sheer bafflement, but Pomni stays on you. So, what's your name? You try to answer, but nothing comes to mind. Where a name should be is just a blank space. Wait, he didn't give you one? She trails off, burrowing in thought. How about we call you Rookie for now? Sounds good? Your mouth plays with the sound of the new name. It feels right, at least for the time you're here. Pomni brightens up. Okay, I didn't even get to name myself, ni me pude nombrar. But apparently I'm gonna go by the name of Rookie, pero por ahorita parece que me va a tocar el nombre de Rookie. Well, it's nice to officially meet you, Rookie. She lets out a small chuckle, however her face drops into a frown. She looks back up at you with a sorrowful expression. Sorry, had to end up here at a time like this, but we really gotta get moving before he finds us. You're confused and asks who she's talking about. Kane! Kane? The big teeth guy? You recall your first meeting with him was unexpected. Despite the chaos regarding just about, well, everything, he seemed harmless, if not incredibly eccentric. You fall in steps beside Pomni and Kinger as they both begin to make haste down the hall. You ask about what Pomni meant about Kane finding you. Well, he's upset and unstable more than usual. It started with the little things, a strange glare or mean comments, but now I think he's trying to... Pomni trails off as she fidgets with her hands. She snaps back looking at you. But we're trying to find a way to fix him. Kinger thinks there is something up with his base code. You look over at Kinger, who's currently starting at the... I think he should be staring at the bright ceiling light. You look down at Pomni, skeptical. So you have grammatical errors or spelling errors, right? She lets out an awkward laugh. Ha ha! He's smarter than he looks. Trust me, we wouldn't have gotten this far without him. Pomni smiles weakly as she turns to him, as he continues to stare at the light. Pomni, are you seeing these white dots in this light? So I'm assuming some choices are locked or unlocked based on what I do or don't do. So is this kind of like a Detroit Become Human type of situation? O sea, veo que algunas opciones a veces sí están bloqueadas o desbloqueadas. Entonces, lo que puedo hacer o no hacer depende de lo que hice anteriormente, digo, ¿sí o no? Porque si ese es el caso, digo, casi parece como que si estuviera jugando Detroit Become Human. Against your better judgment, you take a deep breath and offer to help Kane somehow. We don't actually know what the plan is. Perhaps you should have asked that before agreeing. Pomni looks up with a surprise and relief. It seems she was hoping you would stay and help. Well, I'm glad you want to help. Especially since you just met us. Thanks. The three of you continue your journey down the various hallways. You notice Pomni's eyes dart around trying to find something. She notices you looking at her. Oh, we're keeping an eye out for doors that this key fits into. They appear randomly. Hopefully, one will lead us to Kane's control room. That's what Kinger thinks anyway. Suddenly there's a loud whack as Kinger smacks head first into a large door, surprising both you and Pomni. Oh God, Kinger, are you okay? I'm not Oak, but the door is. Wow. Okay, I'm assuming that actually was on purpose. I'm not Oak, but the door is. Because the door is made of oak. So it's, yeah, play on words, puns. O sea, chiste de palabras, pero en inglés. You all stand in front of a large oak wooden door, engraved with vines and a weird grinning bubble. Pomni lifts up her key and tentatively slots it into the door's keyhole. She pauses and looks back at you. This place isn't exactly safe, so be ready for anything. You give her a nod in confirmation. She turns the key and swings open the doors. Ooh, is room, este cuarto. On the other side is a rather fancy trophy room with a roaring fire and comfortable sofas. It would be a nice place to stay if it wasn't for the freaky mounted heads on the walls that glare down at you. It's still interesting that there is no Pomni head. Todavía es curioso que no hay una cabeza de Pomni. Here's Kinger, aquí está Kinger. Jax, Zubul, Ragatha, and Gangle. Oh, and I guess there's Bubble. Y aquí está Bubble. Kane, La Luna, the Moon. Well, there's no sun or Pomni then. No hay un solo Pomni. Though strangely, one of the mounted frames doesn't have a head. Instead, just a small plaque with a familiar name. Who? ¿Quién? Pomni grimaces as she looks up at them, her hands beginning to fidget even more than before. Well, not the room we're looking for, but it could lead us to it. Any ideas, Kinger? Kier wanders off to one of the sofas and sits down on an especially comfy one. I'm assuming this is the comfortable one, right? Me imagino que este es el sofá cómodo, ¿no? You know, I think this is made with a crocodile leather, the good stuff. He begins to lean back, his body pressing into the pillows of the sofa as he lets out a content sigh. Pani lets out a sigh as she still fidgets. Well, I suppose it's okay to take a rest for a bit. We can wait a while. Pani sits down on her sofa. You see as her whole body loosens as it looks like she's about to pass out. Alright. I don't know, do you think it would be more appropriate that I ask how to leave this game? Why are they so worn out? Or about the key? I genuinely don't know, digo. Genuinamente no sé qué hacer. Okay, well, some decisions are made mientras que se tomen unas decisiones. I guess I will take a little break. Bueno, voy a tomar un descansito pequeño. And let's see how everything goes y luego a ver cómo va todo. Alright, I'm back. Ya regresé. Let's ask about this. A ver, a preguntar sobre esto. Pomni's face turns into a sad grimace as she looks away. We don't know. We've both been here for a while. Kinger the longest. She fidgets with her hands even more. It seems she's trying to choose her next words carefully. I guess what I'm trying to say is we have to focus on what's happening right now. She takes a deep breath and in and then out. She looks up with you with a determined look in her eye. After we fix Kane, then we can focus on getting out. But right now, we have to keep each other safe. You're about to ask him further when suddenly... Oh no, I know. Wham! You hear the door slam behind you. What? Pomni rushes towards the door, key up front to try and open it. However, as soon as she enters the key, it emits a loud error sound. Guys? I think we have a problem. And hey again, Whoop Troop on TikTok. Hola, Whoop Troop en TikTok. How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Nice to see you again. Bueno verte de nuevo. The fire roars as the flames blow out from the fireplace before. It is quickly snuffed out. The fire roars as the flames blow out from the fireplace before it is quickly snuffed out. The once warm room is now filled with a sinister dread. You feel a shiver creep down your spine. Oh, I think this is one of those sleepovers. What? Okay. You feel the room around begin to rumble and shake as the walls begin to crumble and split open. You hold on to Kinger to keep him upright as Pomni's eyes dart around the room. Actually, or is he going to become more lucid? O si no, se va a volver más lúcido. Come on, there has to be there! Or there has to be there! Pomni points towards the vent on the other side of the room. She races towards it. What? Get rumble. The mounted heads violently chatter together, their mouths shattering as thick vines erupt from behind. The freaky vine creature gnash teeth hungrily, their vines twisting towards you and Kinger. What the? A thick vine suddenly bursts out from the fireplace, blocking Pomni's path. You feel Kinger's posture change. You look up and notice his eyes seem more focused. He moves in front of you in a protective stance as he grabs something out of the obscure trophy-decorated walls. Get behind me. Kinger holds it up as it glints in the darkness, ready to swing down. It's a machete that poofs into a cloud of pixels as soon as it makes contact with the vines. Ah! Well, so much for that. Bueno. Ya, pues parece que fracasó eso. Why does Kane even have that? Hey, Pomni, move the thick vine aside to enter the vent. You entertain the heads with Kinger. There's little time to act. You have to move, but you are unsure where to help first. You decide to. I'm gonna help Pomni. Will you ayudar a Pomni? You run over to Pomni, and both of you are able to move the heavy vine away, leaving a small opening to the vent. Pomni starts kicking at it to loosen it, but a scream startles you both. Oh! No! No! It's Eddie Kinger! Se va a comer a Kinger! And hey, Griffin, I see you're playing Jackbox Party Pack 7. You look back to find that Kinger has been grabbed by one of the heads and is being dragged away while struggling. Kinger! Pomni immediately launches herself and takes Kinger by the robe, trying to pull him back from the deformed rabbit-looking mounted head that is munching on his face. I'm gonna go with this one. Voy a ir con este. You run over to the creepy smiling rabbit head, avoiding the other Slytherin mounted heads, trying to grab you and Pomni. Using all your strength to kick it and punch it, and finally lets Kinger go. Kinger falls to the ground. He quickly stands up and looks around himself with a determined look. Over here! Quick! You two quickly follow Kinger to the fireplace, avoiding the vines and biting heads flinging about. You duck and punch at one of them in time. You focus your attention back at Kinger, who is now touching the walls around the fireplace, trying to find something. What are you looking for? The switch. There should be a hidden one here. A head that resembles Kinger launches over you. You manage to dodge it, but it hits Pomni, pushing her away between the other head vines. Oh, no. I'm gonna help Pomni. Voy a ayudar a Pomni. You wave your arms, running over to Pomni, trying to keep the vines away from her. The crying white mask trying to bite down at you both. Suddenly, you hear a strange laugh in the distance, almost like it's echoing in the back of your mind. You look around, trying to locate it. Snap. Something isn't right. You look back at Pomni. Her face. Her head. Pomni looks like some kind of mindless zombie now, but her neck, she has... Kane had replaced Pomni's head with a version of herself as one of the biting head mounds. Oh no, I know. Pomni's body is still hers, but she seems confused. Touching her new cosmetic, she stumbles a bit trying to find herself. Her new head wakes up and it starts to jitter and bite the air, almost like a rabid dog. Then slowly starts to walk towards you with her arms extended, trying to find her way around. She doesn't realize what's happening on the other side, but her new head mount headlocks its attention on you and tries to push itself as if to bite you. You shout back at Kinger, asking in a hurry if he found the right switch yet. But the purple rabbit head was taking away his attention. He's fighting it with one of the fireplace's metal tools. Stay back! When you finally look back at your own situation, you realize that Pomni is charging at you, stumbling. You look around and think quickly, grabbing one of the pillows from the couch. You use it as a shield when Pomni finally reaches you. The zombie head bites onto the pillow, ripping parts of it. You shove it into her face, pushing her away from you. With one extra push, you make her fall on her back. You take the opportunity to run back to Kinger and help him fend off the smiling rabbit's head by pulling at the vine it is attached to. Kinger gets pushed against the fireplace in the struggle. It was here! He quickly pushes the brick-shaped switch in. The fire roars once again, bright, ignited by the push of the switch, not only lighting up the room, but igniting the vines growing out the chimney. They scream and thrash in agony, quickly turning into ashes. The other vines in the room retreat in pain. You look back at Pomni. Her zombie face is melting like wax behind the pillow you shoved on her face. She comes back to her senses. Wow! Looks like there's goo on her face. Parece como que si hay... Bueno, ni sé cómo decir o llamarle esta cosa. Digamos un líquido incómodo en su cara. What happened? You try to explain in a few words, but Kinger rushes you both away from the dim light, noticing how his sanity starts slipping away from him again. We have to keep moving. Come on. You all go towards the rooms, bent without missing a beat. You three had gotten out of trouble for now, and don't miss a beat at leaving that place behind. You all traverse through a dark vent, its interior glitching unfinished. After a long while, Pomni shouts out at you two trailing behind. I see a light! I see a light! Let's see what we find! With a big push of her whole body, she takes the vent grid down and crawls out. Ah, this type of room is the tipo de cuarto. You three are standing at the most bizarre space you had seen so far. Strange. Unfinished area. Or maybe another one of Keen's tricks. A void with so many doors everywhere. Such a beautiful lit place for my insect collection. Ending doors in the void. Okay, so I guess this is meant to be short. Ahorita es algo corto. Okay, I'm not gonna let the stream be less than an hour like this. No voy a dejar que el en vivo, el live stream sea menos de una hora, digo, nomás con texto. Alright. I'm gonna see what happens if I go for the second one. A ver si voy con la segunda. I'll calm down, me voy a calmar. Okay, so he still says the same thing. ¿Todavía dice lo mismo? What happens if I play? ¿Qué pasa si juego? There were missing pieces inside the box, yet the game seemed to not make any sense anyways. You put out the board displaying it on the ground and try to pass some time. After a while, you're already bored and not even the instructions were any help. With the box open in front of you, you taking a deep breath, everything was quiet. How's the gaming going, honey pops? Beautiful to see you still hanging right where I left you. He had broken the silence with a loud pop and all the board pieces had gone flying all over the floor. With a snap of his fingers, the board and pieces vanished from view. Where were we? Oh yes! You need a name and a tour around. You question him about the other players inside the circus and he gives you a casual look and wave his hand to brush it off. They're all fine. Just resting after a great adventure. Don't worry, you will get to meet them all. Kane offers his hand to you. But first, a tour just for you. A great welcome is needed. Ah, and a name. Just come with me. He grabs you swiftly, lifting you up in the air beside him. Game over. Kane looks back at you with a grin on his face while you two fly above the circus tent. Ah! So it's as if I was raising Kane. Es como que si estuviera trayendo a Kane. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you are here. It's nice to have a friendly new face around. You're going to have so much fun together. Ending his new favorite. Okay. I need to see what else there's there. A ver qué más hay. I didn't even get a name. Ni me dio un nombre. Wait. Oh, cautious interest. Okay. Kane puffs out his chest with pride, his mouth forming into what you can assume to be his version of a smile. Your curiosity for the circus had him preening as if you'd given him some unspoken form of praise. I'm so glad you asked. There is so much to show you. His arms flail around him in all directions before looking back at you, large eyes somehow having grown all the larger. By the way, how shall I address you? You think for a moment and suddenly you realize you can't remember your own name. Your anxiety starts growing as you seem to have forgotten who you are. Ah, no worries. I'll make sure you have a name that goes according to that avatar of yours. He flourishes with the cane, giving it a dizzying spin before pointing at your chest with it. You still don't know why you can't remember your name? Your every attempt feels as if a wall of static is prohibiting your ability to recall you. Okay. Try reaching for the headset? Oh. What if I hesitantly go with the flow? He looks ecstatically clicking his heels together in the air where he is already floating. Okay, it's still the same beginning. Todavía es el mismo comienzo. Okay, so it's not a case of Detroit Become Human, at least in the supposed demo. Bueno, parece que no es el caso de Detroit Become Human, al menos en este demo. Now, what happens if I don't yell? ¿Y qué pasa si no grito? You try your very best to be polite, trying to diffuse the tension between you and this monster. You even compliment their lovely eyes. There are many, many eyes. The creature's eyes narrow as it looks you up and down. You get the impression it's trying to figure you out in some way. You must be new here. I have not seen you around like all the other things. What do you know about Kane? You ask the Glowing Queen what she knows about Kane. The Glowing Queen's eyes widen when you mention this name. Oh, you speak of that mad-teeth god that bore this world into existence. The same God that made me and my kin. But it matters not, for he too shall become a glowing in due time, like everything else. The Glowing Queen stares past you as if she's seen this future unfold between the very eyes. It is rather disconcerting to you. You take this moment slowly to crawl away through the vent. Alright. Oh, hold on. Alright. So I'm still here anyways. Digo, todavía estoy aquí como quiera. I mean, I can't do anything else. No puedo hacer nada más. Alright, you know what? ¿Sabes qué? Ask about the key. Preguntaré sobre la llave. Oh, it's a keygen. Kinger was able to make it earlier to help us access doors that Kane is locked. It's like those serial numbers you put in to activate a program you bought. Well, sometimes you don't need to buy it. Pomni gives us a knowing smirk. You suggest that's pretty much how a normal key works, but digital. Oh, I guess that is a simpler way of putting it. Kinger told it better when he was explaining it to me. Pomni awkwardly glances away, embarrassed. Like I said before, the plan is to reach Kane's control room. Hopefully there's something in there that we can use to fix his code. If everything is still the same here. Is there anything else you wanted to ask? You're about to ask them further when suddenly, wham! You hear the door slam behind you. What? Oh, okay. Okay, is this... Okay, yeah, it's this again. Es esto de nuevo. What happens if I do this? ¿Y si hago esto? You rush over to Kinger and you two start to wave your hands around like a weird dance trying to distract the creepy minds. The creepy heads stare confused at you two. Suddenly, you hear the strange laugh in the distance. Almost like it's echoing in the back of your mind, looking around trying to locate it. Snap. Suddenly, one of the vines launched on Kinger, trying to chomp him down. He dodges it last minute. There must be a way to let the fire again. I need a moment to think. Kinger speeds towards the snuffled out fireplace where some of the thicker vines had decided to crawl out from. I look back at Pomni for a second, about to call her. The vine wasn't blocking the way to vent anymore, but Pomni had stopped moving. Her body language tells you she's in trouble. She starts fumbling around, her hands start shooting towards her head while slowly turning around. I'm gonna go with this. Voy a ir con esto. You have the gut feeling that maybe going to Pomni right now might not be the safest choice. You follow Kinger and ask what his plan is. The switch. It's quite the fancy room. There should be a hidden one somewhere here to control the fireplace. Was that true, or was he just having too much of an imagination? Why would there be a button to solve the problems? So they were inside of the game after all, you had almost forgotten. While running behind Kinger to get to the fireplace, you begin to hear something that's at first quiet, but then building a crescendo. You hear the chattering of teeth. Oh, is it Kane? It's Kane? You look behind you. The head mounts are slowly but steadily moving towards you and Kinger. The jaws gnashing like a swarm of hungry piranhas. You go to fight the vines while letting Kinger find the switch. You two keep looking for the switch as a priority. Okay. You follow Kinger to the fireplace as you two start looking for the supposed switch, trying to ignore the vine's approach. You do just as Kinger does. Feel around bricks, hoping to find hoping for a hidden button. Vines start wrapping around your ankles, pulling at your body. The mounted heads gnashing and gnawing at the air as they loom over you, trying to snatch a bite of you. With your hands up still on the fireplace chimney, you push one of the stones that seems loose, and suddenly the fire erupts. And suddenly, blast of heat scorching the thick vines that spread out from the chimney. You found it! You hear the vines screech as they begin to sing and then burn. They turn to ashes, and the rest of the vines retreat. Pomni, who was tumbling closer to you, to stop moving, and her ugly face starts melting off, revealing her real face as she gasps for breath. Alright. Any doors in the void? Okay, so this really is short, entonces esto sí es bien corto. It's a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. Es más corto de lo que yo pensaba que iba a ser. I'm gonna end this for now. Voy a terminar esto por ahorita. Alright. Well then. Bueno. I guess I'm ending the stream here. Parece que voy a terminar el stream aquí. I mean, there were some good parts, digo, not gonna lie, digo, sí habían unas partes buenas, no voy a mentir. So, I mean, and I guess I understand, it did say demo, digo, sí entiendo, dijo demo. But I don't know, I don't know if I was just expecting a bit more, pero no sé si estaba esperando más. I don't know, maybe I've been spoiled by, other TADC fan games. And even an actual demo that's a lot longer than this. Namely, the Mother Encore demo that I played 3 years ago. Which they've actually come out with an Act 2 earlier this year. Que no sé si me siento como que más chiflado, no sé. Chiflado, no sé si es la palabra, pero como que sí he visto más de otros juegos del juegos fan de The Amazing Digital Circus o el asombroso circo digital. Bueno, y luego también otros juegos que tienen demos como Mother Encore, el cual jugué hace 3 años. Y también pues sacaron una versión, bueno, un segundo acto, digo, hace poco tiempo. But I mean, I will say, digo, sí voy a decir, if this game had spent a bit more time, then I could definitely see potential. I mean, I'm not saying I don't see potential now. Digo, si este juego hubiera pasado más tiempo con sus diseños, si le hubieran dado más tiempo, pues lo podría haber visto potencial. Digo, no que no vea potencial ahorita. But I definitely feel like more can be done. Pero sí siento como que pueden hacer más con esto. Like, it's not so much the fact that it ends quick that I have a problem with. Digo, no es tanto el hecho de que termina tan rápido el cual tengo un problema. It's just, I mean, really the only characters you really get to see are, you know, Kane, Pomni, and Kinger. Well, and the Glowing Queen. Like, no Jax, no Ragatha, no Zubul, no Gangle. Es que, pues sí, los únicos personajes que te toca ver son a este Kane, la reina Glowing, y bueno, más que nada a Kinger y a Pomni. Pero curiosamente no a Jax, no a Ragatha, no a Zubul y no a Gangle. But I mean, I guess this is it for the stream. I thought it was going to go on longer. Esto es todo para el en vivo. Honestamente pensé que iba a durar más. But anyways, bueno, de todos modos, of course I got music commissions, tengo comisiones de música, got coffee, tengo coffee, my social medias, mis redes sociales. But more importantly, pero más importante, also follow me and subscribe to me on the following social medias. Y también pues síganme y suscríbanse a mis siguientes redes sociales. TikTok, Kick, Geek, Twitch, and especially YouTube. Y especialmente YouTube. Well, I guess this is it for tonight. Bueno, parece que esto es todo para esta noche. Until next time, whenever that happens. Hasta la próxima cuando eso suceda. Good night and goodbye. Buenas noches y adiós.